It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. We are back on the regular mic today. All right. Before we get started, once again, happy holidays. Get you some Family Over Fame gear. If you're rocking with it, you can get it directly from the shop on here. If you hit the description box on here, it'll take you to the store as well, or you can go on my channel. So if you're rocking with it, go ahead and get you some. Today we're going to be getting into Miss Tamar Braxton. All right. She's got two situations that are happening simultaneously. Really three, if you want to be all the way specific, that are happening simultaneously, right? Number one, she is being linked to Mendeecees, who is with Yandy Smith, who, of course, they have been on Love and Hip Hop for very many years, been in a tumultuous relationship. She's held him down through prison and allegations of minors and all type of stuff. Yandy been rocking with that clown for years. Why? If I knew, maybe I'd have $1 million right now. So that's on the table, possible affair. We've got her going back and forth with Funky Dineva because he's basically confirming that situation. He claims that he has firsthand knowledge of Tamar being romantic with Mendeecees in front of him. And we now have songwriter, producer Tiffany Red coming out and calling out Tamar Braxton for unpaid royalties for a song called King that she wrote and produced for Tamar Braxton back in 2015. And it's been a 10-year process of trying to get her full share of her money. You know what I'm saying? She wrote actually a few songs on the Calling All Lovers album by Tamar Braxton. And she said that the entire experience of working with her was not smooth. It was not good, and also contributed to the reason why she no longer writes for industry artists. Okay? So we're going to be getting into these situations in this video so y'all can know what's going on, all right? Being that this is primarily a music channel, I will talk about the Tiffany Red situation first, and it'll be easier to get through. And then we could get to the mess of the situation with Mendeecees and Funky Dineva and all that stuff. That's a little bit deeper. But let's get to Miss Tiffany Red first. All right? So let's go ahead and pull up the video where she talks about this situation. So here we've got this page here that says, Tamar Braxton can't seem to catch a break. Yesterday, well-known songwriter Tiffany Red took to Instagram and revealed that she is now pursuing possible legal action to recover the writer's fee for Tamar's song King, which she claims she was never compensated for. Tiffany also mentioned previous attempts to resolve the issue, including contacting Tamar's ex-husband Vince Herbert, along with other details. Okay?
Tamar, You know, I've been trying to get in contact with you via email, through acquaintances. I've reached out to Vince, trying to get your signature on this letter of direction for Sound Exchange for the song King that we did 10 years ago. I have not been paid my Sound Exchange royalties for this song because the original letter of direction that was signed by Vince was not, it was rejected in 2017 by Sound Exchange because you did not submit an artist authorization form to give Vince the right to sign for you. And so, you know, I've been trying to get in contact with you. I've contacted our mutual acquaintances, and you know, they told me that you said, you know, that you weren't gonna sign it, or, you know, tell her to call Vince, and, you know, talking about the fact that I've spoken publicly about, you know, working with you in the past. And the thing is that has absolutely nothing to do with this. This is a contract. It is a contract. And in the contract, it states that I am owed 16.66% of all Sound Exchange royalties for the song King, period. So I've already let Vince know, and I've let you know via email that, you know, y'all had X amount of time for us to handle this privately. You didn't do it, which is so ridiculous to me. Like, this is not hard. Just sign it. Just be a stand-up businesswoman and just handle your business. It's not that hard. Like, I legit, when Sound Exchange reached out to me letting me know they have money for me, I hit them on the side, because we were copied on that, and you're copied on that email, but I hit them on the side and I asked, how much are they holding? Because I'm like, I need to know how much this is to even know if it's worth the fight I know I'm gonna have to fight to get this money that I worked for. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've talked to Vince several times. Nothing has come from it. He's like, I'm gonna work it out for you, calling me, you know, hey sweetie, I'm gonna work this out for you. Vince, I'm not your sweetie. I'm not your sweetie. I'm a businesswoman. Would you be calling me sweetie if I was a man? No, you wouldn't. And I said to Vince, fair. Listen, just get it handled. But I have a sneaky suspicion, I'm not sure, but my suspicion is Vince probably can't get it handled because he needs Tamar, if you're watching this video, to sign the artist authorization form for him to even be able to sign on your behalf. So it still is up to you, which is why I'm making this video to you. Now, I've reached out to you and Vince, and I let y'all know that if I was not able to get this secured, you know, if I wasn't able to get this secured, that I'm gonna have to take legal action to enforce my rights. I don't want to. I don't want to fight with you, girl. I don't, like, at all. Like, I got so much better shit to do than to be fighting with you, but here I am. And, you know, it's so crazy because it's like, this is the shit that made me quit. This is the shit that made me, because to me, it's not worth it. If I have to fight for every dime I worked for, this is not worth it. If I have to be stressed out and I gotta potentially file lawsuits and all this kind of shit, go public and all kind of other stuff just to get paid for what I worked for. You know, I wrote that song in my living room in Burbank on my fucking couch by myself, wrote and produced. I own 85% of the publishing of that song. Like, and so it is severely, I feel so disrespected anytime I have to fight for my shit because I own majority of it. I did this song. Me. I shouldn't have to fight you to get paid for it, but I will. And that's what I told our acquaintance. Our acquaintance is like, Tiff, I don't want y'all to fight. I'm like, I don't want to fight. I have been in good faith trying to get this handled for this last month and a half, and since 2017, Sound Exchange, in good faith, I mean, I can't speak for them, but I can say what my experience was with working with them, that they have in good faith been reaching out to get this handled, and it's just being ignored. So here we are. Tamar, please just sign the letter of direction. If you do not sign the letter of direction, I have no choice but to pursue legal action to enforce my rights. Thank you. And thank you to whoever sent it to Tamar. Thank you.
All right. So that is one of the videos that Miss Tiffany Red made about this situation regarding Tamar Braxton. Now, with this Sound Exchange thing, Sound Exchange is a it's a rights organization for songwriters and artists, right? When your music is played on internet radio, Sirius XM, all of these different outlets that are more internet based, if your music is played on like Pandora, these streaming platforms where you can't necessarily choose exactly what it is that you want to listen to, it's kind of like artist radio ran. All of these platforms pay into Sound Exchange. Okay. So this money has been accumulating in Sound Exchange since the album came out at the end of 2015. She says that she was contacted by Sound Exchange in 2017, that the contract that she had was not being properly executed, right? Because she had a contract through Sound Exchange that was signed by Vince on Tamar's behalf. I believe he was managing her at that time. And they needed a direct signature from Tamar, not him. So she's been trying to track down Tamar for the last 8 years, basically, to get this signature signed so that the royalties from Sound Exchange, her portion of them, can be sent to her. You know what I'm saying? And this is a big issue in the music industry. This is not a Tiffany Red issue. This is something that happens to producers, songwriters, etc. every day in the music industry. Getting that letter of direction signed is one of the hardest things to accomplish in the music industry, because when you go and you write and produce a song for an artist, you typically sign off on the master. You typically sign off on publishing. Sound Exchange is typically an afterthought. And it's something that a lot of songwriters and producers aren't really aware of. And they typically end up coming back and saying, hey, I need a letter of direction for my Sound Exchange royalties. And again, it can take years for these people to get the proper signatures just so that they can get their money. There's a lot of people that have complained about this being an issue, have come out with lawsuits because of this issue. Again, this is not a Tiffany Red thing. This is something that happens all the time in the music industry, especially as labels for the last few years last decade or so, have been releasing music from these artists before all of the paperwork is even finalized. It's a common practice, unfortunately. And if these creators don't have the proper legal team to enforce this stuff, a lot of it gets swept under the rug and they never get paid. And if y'all really want to get into it, remember Escape had a big issue about Sound Exchange royalties literally on their TV show within the last couple years as well. Like there was some talk about somebody running off and stealing somebody's Sound Exchange royalties, or having those checks sent to one of the members' houses, and the other sister never knew about it, but that money got cashed out allegedly and spent on other things and went into the house mortgage and all of this crazy shit. So this Sound Exchange stuff can get tricky, right? Now here we have a part 2 video from Tiffany Red, and she gets into more details here about her experience working with Tamar during the Calling All Lovers era of the album, and how it's been a constant fight in getting properly compensated for the work she did on this project, because she alleges that Tamar went out and performed this song King that she wrote and produced before the paperwork was finalized, before the album was out. She went and performed this on 2 television programs, and basically was taking credit for the writing and production on the song in order to get the television networks to allow her to perform. Because basically what happens is when you go on a TV program, or even if you have your song played on TV, everybody that was a part of the song has to sign off on it. And basically what she did, allegedly, according to Tiffany Red, is that instead of having that paperwork sent out to the Tiffany Reds and whoever else may have contributed, she said to the network, no, I made the song myself. And then she went out and performed it. So, of course, with that comes royalties. Because when you perform or play a song on TV, the television networks then pay out in royalties, right? So she was basically trying to cut corners, cut people out, and hurry up and get on TV to perform the song, which is not the proper protocol. And she had to threaten to have the song pulled, Tiffany read that is, so that she could even get her money so that Tamar could go perform it. All right, this is the story.
Okay, since we're here, let's talk about it. So this is not my first experience with Tamar and Vince doing business that is not above board with me regarding this song. So when this song came out in 2015, this was when Tamar was on The Real. She was a host of The Real. Tamar performed King on The Real. And I remember she performed it before the album came out, and I was pissed because I hadn't been paid yet. I hadn't been paid for the song. I'm like, damn, she performing my shit, but she not gonna pay me yet? Crazy. Even though I knew the album was about to come out. But I kept my mouth shut and I just let it fly. The album comes out. I remember a bunch of her fans was like tagging me and asking me questions on Twitter, like, oh my God, we heard Tamar is gonna perform King on Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, what? So I reached out to my manager and I'm like, yo, did we get a licensing agreement from the network for Dancing with the Stars to use King? No. Cool. So my manager reaches out to is Dancing with the Stars, is that ABC? I think it's ABC. If it's not, or CBS, one of them, don't get me wrong, but one of those networks reached out to the network, and the network tells my manager, oh well, Tamar, they said that Tamar did this song herself, so we already cleared her to dance to it because she said that she had written the song. Excuse me, what? What do you mean? That's not true. So then the network is like, what? So then obviously I'm like, hell no. So then we tell Vince, we pull the song. She cannot perform to this song. Vince calls me, Tiff, she's been rehearsing all, for the last month. And I'm like, Vince, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And now this album is out. It is on the shelves. It is being performed. This is the second time it's being performed on TV. And y'all still have not paid me my producer fee. This is literally how I got paid for this song. I got paid for King because I threatened to pull it so that Tamar could not perform to it on Dancing with the Stars a day or two before her performance. The network was so like, oh my God, that they invited me to the show. I went, me, my manager, and an old friend of mine who I'm no longer friends with, we all went to the show and we watched Tamar perform my song. When initially, not only had I not been paid yet after the album was out, but initially they approved it and said, oh no, Tamar did it. We have the right to approve this. No, you don't. Tiffany Fred owns 85% of the publishing of this song. Network was mortified. The network was mortified. I was so fucking pissed. Like, why? And then I remember, this was the first time me producing on another artist, and I had to approve the credits and whatever. And so I approved the credits, and the producers on the song was me and a musician that Tamar works with, right? We agreed to the splits. She gets we agreed to the credits. She was going to be on the credits as a songwriter. Obviously she's a performer on the song, whatever. The album comes out. Why is Tamar credited as a producer on the song? So when I came forward and I talked about Tamar before, I talked about how she didn't write on King. That's what I talked about. Now, like I said in my previous video, I wrote King by myself. And how King got to Tamar was through LaShawn Daniels. God rest his soul. I played the song for LaShawn. LaShawn was like, wow, this is beautiful. The original song was called Fear Not. It was a song I did for myself as an artist. I played him the song. He's like, wow. This is when he was working on Tamar. Oh my God, I'm gonna go play it for them. Plays it for Tamar and Vince. She wants to cut it. Boom. We get in the studio. She cuts it with I want to say TC vocal produced that song. TC vocal produced that song and the other song, I Love You, that I did on that album. Shout out to TC, love you down. And so the song was almost done. The song was almost done. Any songwriting that Tamar did on that song was minor. Maybe it was on the bridge or something like that. It wasn't nothing crazy. The song, the meat and potatoes of the song was complete. But I was okay to give her a little publishing. Whatever. Cool. We gonna play the game. Lit. Play the game. Play the game. I walked away with 85%. Fine. Why is your name in the credits as a producer, Tamar? It was bad enough that you in the credits as a songwriter, walking around like you wrote the damn song. It's bad enough that you went on Dancing with the Stars and attempted to perform the song without my consent and without paying me when the album was already out. And now you added yourself as a producer? And you expect me 10 years later to not fight for mine? You got me fucked up, sis. All the way fucked up.
All right. So that is the grievance of Miss Tiffany Red talking about Tamar Braxton. And this is all happening concurrently as Tamar is also being called out for having an affair with Mendices. And she's also going to war with Funky Dineva about this affair because he's basically co-signing and saying that's exactly what's going on. I seen it with my own two eyes. So Tamar is in the midst of a big battle right now. She's fighting for her motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany Red saying, I need my bread. You need to sign off on this motherfucking contract so I could get my money on. And some more shit, right? Now, honestly, that part is the easiest fix. All she has to do is fucking e-sign the goddamn paperwork. It's already been sent via email. All you got to do is fucking pull it up on your phone, sign off on that shit, go about your life. Let homegirl get her little 16% that she's owed off of these motherfucking royalties. The money's already being held. You know what I'm saying? Sound Exchange has already collected the money. All they have to do is receive the signature and they'll release it. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep the money for yourself. They're already holding it. So just sign off on it. It only makes sense because Tiffany Red, she not going to stop. That's what I do know. She don't back down from nobody in the motherfucking industry, no matter who they are, what color they are, what she's seeing green right now. She need her motherfucking bread, and I co-sign that. You know what I'm saying? And she's also out here fighting for other writers and producers that are going through the same with her organization, the 100 Percenters. I actually send a monthly pledge to this organization as she's doing this work so that artists and producers and writers that may not have money for these the proper lawyers, attorneys, legal teams and stuff can actually help them to fight for their bread. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm very passionate about this shit, man. Sign off on that fucking paperwork for real. But now let's get into this situation with Funky Dineva with this whole Mendices mess. All right? Because there's nothing but mess to follow with Mendices anyway. It's crazy that she would even allow herself to be allegedly involved with this motherfucker. If you haven't seen this video already, it's titled Tamar Braxton, Mendices, and the Missing Teeth. If you haven't heard, Tamar had a situation where she woke up allegedly missing all her motherfucking teeth, and she don't know how or why it happened. Strange. But I ain't got no time to get into all that, all right? Let's get to Funky.
Not something that I'm very proud of. And I honestly wish that I could go back a couple months and we could be in the place that we were before this happened. But what I can't tolerate is the sly shade, the sly messiness, and this thing that you do. You do just enough that when somebody calls you on it, then you can dip your hands back and be like, I didn't do nothing. What? I didn't do nothing. I didn't say the person's name. Okay, you started out with...
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about
I can talk about it, but
party.
I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that at all because I'm telling you to your damn face, you was a bold-faced, bald-headed, goddamn liar. Okay? That night was never about me. You and Zoe and all the rest of them, y'all was looking for something to eat. Y'all called me. and was asking me what was there to eat up in my direction. I said everything up my way closed. I was like, we could always go to Roof Chris. Y'all said, fuck it, meet me at Roof Chris. I met y'all at Roof Chris, you and Zoe. In comes walking Mendices and his homeboy. Okay. Now, this is the third time that me and you have been hanging out, and out of nowhere, here comes Mendices. Okay. Now you can make of that whatever the hell you want to make of it. Okay. I was tired. I wanted to go home. Y'all said we going over here to Sauce in Buckhead. Meet us at Sauce. I say, y'all, I really don't want to go. I drive my car over to Sauce. By the time I get to Sauce, Zoe calls and says, Tamar said, just leave your car at her house and we're going to go to V12. I didn't even want to go. You didn't throw me no party, love. Why are you doing this? Why is it so important for you to create this narrative like you were doing something for a friend and a friend did you so wrong? Okay? So now you and Mendices sneaking and dealing around. Mendices was behind us at the V12. Okay? He just didn't want to walk in, or they had arranged it because he didn't want to be caught up all in the mix. If you were throwing Quentin a party, Tamar, the sign would have said Quentin. The sign would have said Funky Dineva on it. Okay? Now, in fairness, it was my birthday week, and maybe in your mind, you were saying, let's go out and continue to hang for your birthday, or it's your birthday, let's hang. But to create this narrative that you went to throw a birthday party for a friend and this friend did you so wrong, that's not right, Tamar, and it's not fair to me, and my feelings are hurt behind it. My feelings are really hurt behind you trying to create this narrative. And here is what the situation is, my love. For whatever reason, you being Tamar Braxton that you are, you like running to the internet and stirring up mess and confusion and drama. It's what you like. There is no real world where anybody busts out the front of their damn mouth and then start talking about they woke up in a pool of blood and they almost died. Jeez. I did not play it in this interview, but at the time in which you went to the internet, you said you woke up in a pool of blood and almost died. In this interview with L'Oreal, you mentioned that you were home with David or somebody, and they said, we need to call an ambulance. And you were like, no, we're not calling no ambulance, which suggests to me that you did not almost die. Okay. But now, since you want to be like this, let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendices had in front of me. Okay. All of that, you at the music video shoot, in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up. I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we gonna tell it, let's tell it all. So since you were throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house? Because after her and Mendices got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all ass was kissing. Okay? And the shit made me damn uncomfortable.
Don't tell me you were sitting on Chrome like Master Ace.
Okay, now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendices and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you. Now, I don't know whether they was fucking your ass from the back and ran your head through the headboard or what, okay? But if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, It need to be Mendices and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you. That's who went upstairs with you. Okay? All the phone calls I got at the V12, is Tamar drunk? Why is she sitting on Mendices' lap like this?
So you mean tell me that y'all was running a triangle offense with no Phil Jackson, no coaching?
Why is she sitting on Mendices' lap? And see, here's the thing. I hate that I even chose to go this route because it follows the narrative of, oh, he just a messy sissy who couldn't wait to get Mad Day to tell her business, keep the messy punks from round you. Like, it would seem to me, Tamar, if you knew that I was holding on to all of this, that you would just leave me the fuck alone.
Fair.
Baby, you didn't throw no party for me. If anything, you threw a pre-party for Mendices. Because he the one who went back upstairs with you.
A pre-party is crazy.
And see, y'all be around here in these blogs and shit thinking y'all be knowing what y'all be talking about. Folks be eating me up. And I just be sitting there. If only y'all knew. If only y'all knew. He's such a bad friend. He's such a bad friend. If she was drunk, why he didn't go upstairs with her? That faggot just want to be around her. He just want to be around her because of XYZ. A real friend would have went upstairs with her. I didn't need to go upstairs with her because that lady.
So seems to me I might have to do some surgery on this goddamn video. You can't be using language like that on YouTube.
Your husband went upstairs with her. You absolutely right. A real friend would have went upstairs. Her real friend went upstairs with her.
Jesus.
Hold on one second. This is my auntie nursing home. Quentin Latham.
He answered this shit on the goddamn. Oh, hell no. So that's the story. This nigga answered the phone on live. You crazy hell, brother. Matter of fact, let me take myself out the goddamn corner. So as you can see, Tamar is in a motherfucking sauna. She's in a hot tub. All right. And her answer to, she hasn't answered Tiffany Red as of yet. But the answer to Funky Dineva, she put out some sort of what looked to me like a press release under the guise of a legal statement or a legal warning from her lawyer. But interestingly enough, it's like a personal statement with her lawyer's letterhead, which that don't seem correct to me. So this is the statement. It says, this was dated December 2nd. Official statement of Tamar Braxton. This summer, I poured my heart into Heartbreak Retrograde, a project that includes a 6-song EP and a short film. Seeing it reach number 1 on the iTunes R&B charts and top 20 overall has meant the world to me and my team. Your support has been incredible. Why would you put that in your legal statement? Anyway, that's why it's been especially painful to watch a hurtful and completely untrue rumor spread online this week, accusing me of having an inappropriate relationship with my male co-star. Let me be clear, this is a lie. It's sad that the moment you achieve something meaningful, some people choose to respond with gossip and sensationalism. These rumors don't just touch me, they touch our families, our kids, our loved ones, the people who never asked to be dragged into nonsense. I had hoped by now we'd see better from those who claim to report responsibly and love our people. As for me, I'm letting my lawyers take it from here. I'm staying focused on what I love, creating storytelling and making music and films that matter. If you haven't heard Heartbreak Retrograde yet, I hope you'll give it a listen, and thank you again for lifting us so high on the charts, Tamar Braxton. That reads like a press release to me. Why you put a press release on a legal letterhead does not seem all that correct to me. Okay? But I'm not a legal professional. Y'all should be aware of that by now. We shall see how things unfold moving forward, whether Tamar gives a response to Tiffany Red if she elects to go ahead and sign off on that paperwork. Tiffany Red basically said that Tamar didn't like that she previously spoke on working with her and it being a bad experience. So I'm guessing that may have contributed to why she hasn't signed off on the paperwork as of yet. Hey man, if you do me wrong and I say, hey, it wasn't a great experience, I'm not lying. Does that mean I shouldn't be entitled to what I'm owed? Some people may feel like that's the way to do things. Hey, you said something bad about me, so I'm going to make sure you don't eat. I don't know about that. But if Tamar continues to ignore Tiffany, she said that she will go the legal route, although she does not want to. So we'll have to see how that goes. And with this situation with Mendices, we'll see. Maybe one day they'll come out publicly. Maybe one day, something like that'll happen, or perhaps it'll go away. They'll never see each other again, or they'll just keep sneaking around. Who knows? I don't know. So I'm not going to allege that I have any information, just reporting on the information that's been put on the internet. All right. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect. Be good to your people. And I'm sure the world will be good back to you in return. All right. Peace.
Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I could do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built.